Okay, this is going to be our last video for today. This is kind of a new concept, but also not really. We are applying the same idea that we have been working with until now to just a longer problem. So you can see in this second term, instead of just two terms, it has three terms, which makes it a trinomial instead of a binomial. Right, so we're going to take a binomial, which is just two terms, and multiply it to a trinomial, which is three terms. So with that, we are going to start off by doing the same thing, actually. We're going to break that first group up into the different terms. So I'm going to highlight my x with the blue, and I'm going to highlight my +5 with green. And if you don't have highlighters at your disposal, that is okay. I just like to highlight to let you know what I'm doing. So with that first term, I'm going to distribute to every term in the second group. So I'm going to start with x times x squared, which is going to give me x to the third power. Right, and this goes back to our exponent properties table. And then I have x times -3x, which is going to give me -3x squared, because we have x times x. And then we have x times -2, which is going to give me -2x. And then we are going to address our second term in that first group. So if we have 5, we're going to do 5 times x squared, which is going to give us 5x squared. And then we have 5 times -3x, which is going to be -15x. And then we have 5 times -2, which is going to give us -10. And again, once we get here, we should be pretty comfortable going through and underlining everything based on the variables that we have. So this first term has 3 underlines, 2 underlines, 1, 2, and 1, and 0. I know I did that kind of fast, but it should be pretty fast. Like, that portion should be pretty fast for you. You should just be able to go through, look at the exponent, and underline accordingly. This next part, I'm going to combine all of my like terms. So remember, that means only the numbers that have the same exact underline. So I'm going to start with the ones that have the most amount of underlines, which is x cubed. That one has nothing else in common with it, so that stays the way that it is. And then I have -3x squared and 5x squared, right? Both of these have 2 straight underlines, so I have -3 plus 5, which is going to give me +2x squared. So I just like to cross these out to keep track of which ones I've already used to make sure that I don't forget one at the end of my answer. So especially when there's so many terms like this, when there's 6 or more terms, I get confused and I want to keep myself from making any mistakes. So I have -2x minus 15x, which is going to give me -17x. And then last but not least, I have this -10. I don't want that to look like an underline. So you can see I have crossed out and used every term. And I have combined all of my like terms to get this really long answer. And it is okay if my answer is really long, as long as each variable is different, and it is.